Okay, today is October 18th, 2025. For those that have not been following along, I'll backtrack a little bit so that you know what's going on. So, Brian Kody decided to make a sneak diss indirectly to me, accusing me of something that I did not do.
Give me a few minutes to make some phone calls, and I'll see what I can do. So, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I wonder if these people are, like, seeing some, like, old content that was clickbait, like, you know, Ray passed away or whatever. I don't know if you guys remember that. I do, clearly. So, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, that might be what this is. So I'm like, let me just check, make sure. Rather than shutting it down, let me make sure. So I call 2 or 3 of my reliable sources, and I'm like, hey, this is what Larry called me and said this morning. This is what's going on. Betty's upset. She's in the background crying. The whole family's messed up right now, and they're asking me to get to the bottom of it because he said he already called 2 or 3 places this morning, and I think they were having a hard time understanding Larry because, you know, he has a very, like, distinctive dialogue, right, or dialect. It's sometimes hard to understand what Larry's saying. So I call these 2 places, and I'm like, hey, I need you to put some feelers out. I need you to find out if everything's okay with Ray or not, because this is what he's being told. About 45 minutes later, I get some phone calls back. Ray's all right. Everything's cool. I'm like, all right. So, source of information. The source of information came from a person who is a very prominent business owner, local, that grew up around Larry and Betty, down in the holler, okay? And then he climbed out of the holler, went and did something better for himself, and now he's a very prominent business owner. Well-respected man, okay? His information came from someone watching a video that said Ray passed away. And then in further investigation or further scrolling, not on like that exact person's reels, but like saw that reel and was like, watch it. And Facebook says, well, we'll feed him more of that content or that person. So scroll your boat. And it's like, oh yeah, I've got reliable connection because a friend of mine works over at blah, blah, blah. And they said Ray was gaining weight and whatever. So this person watched those videos and they're elderly and they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand all this clickbait crap and all this stealing content and cropping and clipping and, you know, getting 8.7 million views in the last couple months off of, you know, other people's content. Anyway, so that person called prominent business owner that grew up with the Whitakers and was like, I just watched a video that said Ray passed away. And I just watched a video from said person that was very reliable that, you know, Ray was okay previously, and now that, you know, so they didn't know how to like put 2 and 2 together, and so they just called him and was like, hey, we got an issue, and then he called and was like, hey, we got an issue. And so this right here, folks, is a prime example of how important it is to put reliable, honest content out. Okay, now I know you guys have kicked me since day one, like, oh, you're doing it, and so from here forward we're making positive content. Okay, unless it's bad news. If I gotta give you bad news, I gotta give you bad news. It is what it is. But I'm making positive content. I'm not on here to like kick and bash and bag and everything. We're not doing that anymore. From here forward, it's either gonna be funny shit, or it's gonna be positive, or it's gonna be like uplifting, or whatever. Okay, even though this is a little bit of a shitty video, I'm still trying to make a positive out of it, okay? Because I spent like 3 hours, 2 hours making phone calls, calling people, going, hey, what the hell? And then, you know, I was like ready to 3-way Larry so he could like verify who he was with APS and be like, yeah, like, you know, I'll speak, you know, very clearly for you guys and tell you what's going on. But once we found out that the information came from some videos that someone watched on either TikTok or Facebook or what have you from a particular person, I was upset. At that point, I was upset and I was like, this is some bull hockey. You know what? Y'all know what bull hockey is? Alright, so it's very important that you guys put out positive, honest content because that rage bait, clickbait bullshit that person put out caused Larry and Betty to have a very morning, okay? Because could you imagine, put yourself in their shoes for just a few minutes and be like, let me go get in them shoes. Let me get into them baby sharks real quick and just see how I would feel. And yeah, I put myself in their shoes. Because I was thinking to myself, if someone that I like trust and I'm like really cool with and I've known all my life called me and was like, hey, got bad news. Your pom-pom passed away this morning. Yeah, Susie was watching a video and this person seems to be pretty trustworthy and she seems to know what she's talking about and said Ray passed away. And then, you know, previous videos said he was gaining weight and everything. How would you feel? I mean, really, how would you feel? Put yourself in that situation for just a second and be like, you know what? Is it worth the little 50 or 100 bucks that you made off of that clickbait video? And is it worth the little couple $100 you made off of clipping my shit and putting it all over the internet? I mean, like, is it really worth it? Is clickbait and false information, and is it really worth it? Guys, positive note, because all these phone calls were made and we finally talked to the right person, guess what? Larry and Betty have a visitation coming up. It's a meeting to establish visitation for the family. And that's the first step. So you guys stay tuned because we're going to make this happen. We're going to make it work. We're going to bring a positive out of this and we're going to do something. And if you don't like it, guess what? You'll come go, boop, and go bye-bye. You can go bye-bye. Leave a comment on the little comment section down below. You know what I mean? Just say.
Basically saying that I said someone was passed away when in fact Ray Whitaker is dead, question mark. That's so awful for you guys to spread these rumors about them. Like, dude, like, how would you like if somebody went around telling people that you were dead constantly? Just to make up something to talk about. Ray Whitaker is every bit alive as of September 21st, 2025. Okay? I will repeat that for the ones in the back. Ray Whitaker of the Whitaker family in West Virginia is every bit of alive as of September 21st, 2025. I made a, video trying to clear up that rumor and let people know that that person was not deceased. Well, I didn't like how he just kept on and on and on in the video. It was like he was purposely trying to throw me under the bus to make it so much more than what it was. So I released the voice clips of his that he was sending me when we were
on the roll and thinking about it. You know, like, if I
talking back and forth. Well, you know, of course, he got heated by that, and that's his fault. He said it, not me. Then he released voice clips of me. It's all, you can go find it all on my page. Yeah, they're absolutely stupid. Like, not the Whitakers. I'm talking about whatever, you know, the people. And yeah, I did make that video earlier about, you know, that I didn't think they needed to get them back. Because, I mean, I do kind of feel that way. But then again, you know, if they could get a clean house and do all that, and Betty can get some in-home care, then I would be all for them coming back. But if they have to return to the same exact situation, I'm sorry, Brian, but I don't want them to return then. But if they can return in a clean environment and Betty can get medical help in there all the time, and we can, like, say if we work together and we can get Betty, you know, with the part that she earns, we can get Betty to pay for a cleaner that would come in, you know, 3 times a week and clean the house, and that would come directly out of Betty's account, that would be even better. And I don't care because I didn't say nothing wrong. And even people in his comments said, where are we supposed to be mad about? Where in that are we supposed to be mad? Because she didn't say nothing wrong. Everything she said was true. So, moving forward, because even somebody in his comments said she has forward thinking, so I don't see nothing wrong with that. Whatever. Anyway, he continues to make videos over and over and over. He's went as far as about an hour and a half. It's 3:58 a.m. right now. About an hour or 2 hours ago, he makes another video ranting and raving, telling somebody that he's going to beat their ass at some bar in West Virginia. Okay. Then he goes on to me, and he starts calling me a bitch and this and that, and he's talking about how women are...
and say, hey, here's a vehicle, just like Patrick did today. That was badass what he did, and you guys are still hating on him, talking shit. You know, I want to be able to go down there and say, hey, here's money for a lawyer. I want to be able to go down there and say, hey, here's money for a firewood. And then guess what? Holy shit, I just popped off $100,000. Guess what? I'm going to build him a fucking house or buy him a double wide. And you guys are like, you ain't going to do nothing. Watch. Hide in the motherfucking bushes and watch. But all these little punk ass dudes, I don't care about the females talking shit, because all y'all are just bored and lonely and your husband ain't treating you right because you're in these comments talking about background. Whatever. Get you some, okay? I give 2 fucking shits what you guys think at this point. I have had enough. I have been nice. I have been cordial. I have ignored comments. I have made videos replying to stupid ass bitches like Amy Crum and her little fuck ass shit. Tried to be a little sneaky dude, you know, trying to be low key fucking cool. Like, yeah, what's going on? What kind of money you making over there? Because I wanted to know what the fuck she was making off of my shit that she was stealing. But hey, guess what? It burnt me. I don't give a fuck. But all y'all punk ass dudes that want to talk shit, the dudes that want to talk shit, the very few, the very 2 or 3, 4 dudes that want to talk shit, fucking come get you some, brother. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up in the messages. Fucking meet me anywhere, man. I don't give a fuck. We ain't calling the police. We ain't gonna go to the hospital. Come on down here and get you some. Sophia, West for fucking Virginia. Meet me at the Red Caboose. Call me. Text.
Unhappy and their husbands don't want nothing to do with, like, dude. Then he goes, what Patrick did today was badass. He gave the Whitakers a car. I want to be able to go up there and say, here's money for attorney, here's money for this and that and that. That's the problem, Brian. You're wanting to do it to be recognized. Okay? That's why it's not happening for you. God will never send you a blessing when it took a sin to get it. You're not doing it from your heart. You're doing it from your pocket. You've made that perfectly clear. And another thing, don't try to throw that back at me, because I have never said I was going to build the Whitakers a house. Only thing I've ever said I was going to try to do with them was try to help them clean their current house. That was it. But yeah. You have intentions of being recognized, not actually helping them.
trying like hell to get you guys to get behind me and get on board, so that way we could push this to where if I did make some fucking money, I could go down there